Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It certainly has been a minute, but we are celebrating a very special day, May the 4th. May the force be with you. As always, I am joined by my better half, Nikki.
Hello.
And we are going to crack open some Star Wars CCG along with a couple little bonuses for you all today to celebrate May the 4th. Very, very excited to do this because last year's May the 4th video was kind of unbelievable. I pulled my first ever farm boy Luke, which was just awesome to do on Star Wars Day of all days. The Force was with us. Some of the other highlights from that video, which is still up on my YouTube channel, you can check it out there, was the Millennium Falcon from Death Star. We pulled the Slave One. I pulled a super rare foil from a Reflections 2-pack. Just a lot of cool cards, so be sure to go check out that video along with all the videos on my channel if you enjoy Star Wars CCG, Lord of the Rings TCG, or if you just happen to be a gearhead on the side like me. I'd love to make some more videos of my Lexus IS300, but those videos are actually a lot more expensive than these Star Wars CCG booster rips, if you can imagine that. But let's just go through some of the things we're going to be doing today. I have some Star Wars Premier Unlimited that we're going to be opening here. We have, obviously, the creme de la creme right here. This is going to be our headliner, our main event. We're going to do 2 packs of the Reflections 1. My only second ever Reflections 2-pack, and thankfully, from my better half, a Reflections 3. This will be the first Reflections 3-pack that I have ever opened. And we also have a Premier Limited starter deck box that I'm going to crack open. And you're probably asking, or maybe you're not, why would I be cracking this? Why am I doing this? Well, I'm kind of a sentimental person at heart, so cards that I pull from packs or decks myself, they mean a lot more to me than just buying them online. I have a complete Premier Limited sets that I'm going to start going through and replacing the cards that I bought with cards that I pulled, the commons, the uncommons, and the rares that we get. It's just something that I like to do. I don't know why. Is it quirky? Is it weird? Yeah, one could argue, but one could also argue against that or for it, I guess. But before we do all the booster pack rippings and the starter deck rippings, I do want to share, and I will be pulling an affirmation for this May the 4th here. I do want to share a very special gift that I got from my better half here. And this is Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope scripts. As you can see, these are recreated signatures. If these were all the authentic signatures, this would probably be enough to finally buy that house that I've been, dreaming of. That being said, though, this is so cool. This was an amazing gift that I got from my better half, Nikki. Because, I'm very, very fortunate that I've been making a living. Actually, most of you would argue that it's not really a living, but I've been able to survive working in the film industry for, the past 16 years of my life, and it has been an incredible journey. So as somebody who gets to work in film and television, being able to read the New Hope script, seeing George's words, saying George's words is just absolutely incredible, especially considering that, my focus is acting, even though I have done pretty much every job you can think of on a film set: assistant director, director, producer, writer, locations department, art department, costume department. I've pretty much been in every department, I think, except for accounting at some point. But to have this, to get to read it, to see all the scenes that didn't make the cut, to see all the changes in the dialogue, just to have something like this is just, it was such a surprise. And truly a great gift for any Star Wars fan or enthusiast, especially if they do happen to work in the film industry. Again, this is going on, that top shelf of mine where all the coolest things go. So I can't wait to go through and really read all of this here. But yeah, that being said, let's get into the real reason why you're here, and we'll start getting some cards opened. First thing I'm going to do is pull an affirmation here for this May the 4th, and for all of you viewers, subscribers, thank you all very much for coming over to the channel, letting me know your thoughts, your opinions, liking the videos, subscribing. It really does mean a lot to me and Nikki, because, you know, we have a lot of fun making videos. I know there hasn't really been a lot on the channel since a couple months back, but, you know, truthfully, I've been involved in a big television project right now that has been going on, and you know, 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, it really doesn't leave much time for personal things. Basically, I live a boring life outside of work. I come home, I do the typical normal things like cleaning and laundry, grocery shopping, you know, making sure the car is tuned up and ready to go for the next day, tire pressure, oil levels are good, you know, making sure my neighbors are all good, okay. You know, we've had some power outages here recently. I hope that if you've experienced that, you're all back to normal. But enough rambling here, as I tend to do often when I'm not reading directly from a script. And our card for the day will be Inspiration. Little Annie Skywalker. You can't stop change any more than you can stop the suns from setting. Change is a natural part of life that cannot be avoided. It's what helps you learn and grow. Well, those are some great words, some inspiration from little Annie Skywalker and his mother. All right, well, let's get into some booster packs here, shall we? All right, so we are going to start out with some Premier Unlimited. I do also own a complete Premier Unlimited set, and you know, it's a pretty nice set. It's in lightly played near mint condition. I will probably go through and start replacing maybe some of the rares, or if we're lucky to get some sort of main characters here. But yeah, let's just dive right in here. If you're into ripping packs, you know, there's a lot of great stores out there that do sell sealed product, and I recommend buying sealed boxes personally, even though they are a little bit more expensive. You run a greater chance of getting some of the more sought after cards that we are all chasing, you know, main characters, starships, all that good stuff. But let's get right into it. We have a blaster rifle, Tatooine Jawa camp. We have a Lars, well, the Lars V-35 land speeder. We have a Y-wing. We have the fusion generator supply tank. Imperial code cylinders. We have the Stormtrooper backpack. And we have the Urkaban 9000 Z001. And I'm really just starting to look at some of the centering here. The centering is decent. It's not perfect. As you can see, this side is pretty heavy in there, but the overall condition of these cards is pretty good. So we'll see how, you know, how we do here. We have a collateral damage. We have a dead Jawa. Poor little Jawa, guys. All right, getting into some of our uncommons here. We have the Death Star War Room, a very good card if you like to play Commence Primary Ignition, fire that super laser, all that stuff for the objectives and everything like that. Oh, poor Owen and Beru. So when people say that Star Wars was, you know, made for kids and all that stuff, I just think back to this scene. A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, those two are the pinnacles of the filmmaking, and this scene right here demonstrates why not only is Star Wars for kids, yes, but this is an adult film with adult themes, and you know, this is definitely something that could, you know, trigger some people in some ways. We have Momo Dadan, probably one of the best spies in Premiere. So Premiere through Hawk, this guy definitely sees some work because, you know, he's a pretty good spy, and he, you know, just force attuned. So you only drop him down with one other character, and he can pull a Battle Destiny. All right, we got one more uncommon. We have the Death Star Detention Block Corridor Room. And our first rare of the day is going to be, I just saw it here, it's upside down here. It's two gunners here. I think this is going to be the Tonica Sisters. Alright, very, very, very cool. Tonica Sisters, spies, again, very, very good for decks, Premiere through Hoth. Some of the cool aliens inside the cantina. A lot of fun watching that cantina scene, seeing all those unique and different aliens. And one of the cool things about this card game, Decipher, is that, you know, they really got to have fun helping establish the lore and going through all the characters that we see in the cantina or in any of the war rooms, Jabba's palace. Just some really, really cool stuff there. So I do have some sleeves here. We'll throw the Tonica Sisters in a sleeve and keep on going here. Alright. So if you do play Star Wars CCG, let me know in the comments. I'm always excited to meet players, collectors, fans of this game, especially if you are, you know, in the Corellia region, as they say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, our rare is upside down. We'll fix that there. It'll be a light side rare. Alright, Eller's Madwalk. Old Ben, which is still a really cool card. They actually use this game text in the Ben Kenobi from Special Edition. We have a Yavin 4 Docking Bay, Rebel Guard, CZ3, Droid Detector, Precise Attack, Dark Maneuvers, which is just a fantastic card that still does see some play. We have a Destiny 6, a used Interrupt, so this is very cyclable, especially if you play, you know, TIE Swarm or Assault decks. Like this card, along with Talon Roll, can easily make those low-powered TIE fighters just a force to be reckoned with. And then if you combine this with some of the ships from Death Star, I mean, you're looking at a deck that is just all-out firepower. Great card. Stormtrooper Utility Belt. We have the Tatooine Docking Bay 94. We have Dark Hours, Emergency Deployments, Baru Stew, and we have one more card. We have Jack Porkins himself. He is not our rare, but he is a fan favorite. Good old Jack Porkins. Very, very happy to see him show up in here today. And our rare is going to be a red card. It is an Interrupt. The Force is telling me it's going to be something like Don't Get Cocky, but it's a 2, so probably not. We have On the Edge. Very, very cool. Alright, we'll sleeve this up here. Also, if you are watching this video on Star Wars Day, let me know how you celebrate this awesome, totally unofficial holiday. Well, this pack right here was going to be for Nikki. I don't know where she's at right now, but she'll get back into it here with some of the starter decks, and she's going to open up a Reflections video. So here we go. Right off the top, I see a card that is still sees a lot of play today. We have Altar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a Dark Side rare. Alright, we have a timer mine. Let me get some of these out of the way here for the background. Get some of these rares, kind of like chilling there. We have a timer mine. We're doomed! Radar scanner. Narrow escape. Yavin 4 jungle. Imperial reinforcements. Precise attack. Tusken Raider. Alright. Stormtrooper backpack. Stormtrooper utility belt. We have our altar. We have a Corellian Corvette, which still sees a lot of play today. Its cheap deploy cost with an astronomical forfeit of 8 really is a core component to a lot of light side decks, especially early in the game. Those early formats, Premier through Hoth, Premier through Cloud City, just a really solid card to have in your deck. We have a mouse droid. Alright, that's pretty cool. We have blast door controls, and our rare is going to be Organa's ceremonial necklace. Very, very cool. We'll sleeve that up here. Alright, so from those 3 packs here, some good uncommons. Here's our rares here. Do a little bit here better in the frame. We have Organa's ceremonial necklace on the edge and the Tonica sisters. Alright. So here we go. So I picked this up on eBay for, I couldn't believe it. It was a best offer auction, and it must have been sitting for a while, because I think the asking price was something like $275 or something like that. And just on a whim, I threw out an offer of $150, and I think a day later it was accepted. I do see a lot of Star Wars CCG sealed product sit on eBay. Of course, if you are the seller, you are more than welcome to sell anything at the price you think it's worth. But as I said, this was like $275 and with the best offer, and I offered $150 for it. And yeah, I mean, it was accepted. I just got lucky, and we'll see what is waiting for us inside this sealed box here. And yes, I know that I should keep this sealed, but then I don't get to make fun videos for you fans, subscribers, anyone who enjoys Star Wars CCG. So this came out in 1995, and this was a good place to start your collecting or buying journey here. I love the display. This is definitely something that I will save. This is only the second sealed box that I have ever opened. The first being the Cloud City box that is still up on the channel. That was kind of a dud of a box, unfortunately. But alright, so hey, Nikki is back here. We're gonna get right into the starter deck rips here. A lot of good uncommons, a lot of good rares. I'm just working at this here, and I'm thinking that this is something Nikki's probably going to have to open up with her teeth when she opens up a couple. So we obviously are going to see a lot of duplicates in here, but I have a lot of cards to go through and replace, and yeah, like I said, this is just fun nostalgia going back to 1995. Oh man, that good smell. That good smell here. Alright, here we go. Let's see, did these have the easy tear? No, they do not. So this is something that we should probably go figure out right now, sweetheart. You want to go in and bring me out one of those little knives. I think the yellow lightsaber, as I call it here.
The yellow lightsaber?
Yeah, it should be inside right hand drawer next to the oven. As I struggle here to get this, I probably should have thought of this beforehand. But here she comes. I have the yellow lightsaber here. And go through here by the rule book. I do know that you got to be careful with that because that is kind of where our rares are at. Go. Alright, so just taking a look at these cards right here, the first thing that I'm gonna try to pay attention to is the centering. So the first uncommon you see is the Mos Eisley, and these cards do look like they're cut a little heavy, so maybe that's some of them, maybe that's all of them, I don't know. We're gonna have our dark side rare here and our rule book, and we're gonna have our light side rare here. We have two rares in every starter deck. We have a light side and we have a dark side here. Alright, Mos Eisley. Well, you know what, let me go through. I think it's what, try to get these uncommons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think it's 18 uncommons, 2 rares, and 40 commons. So we'll save the uncommons for last. Or the rares for last and then the uncommons. Alright, Tatooine. Droid shut down. I've got a bad feeling about this. Tatooine utility belt. Shistev and Wolfman. It could be worse. Old Ben. We have R2X2. The Lars Speeder. Eller's Matic. A few maneuvers. A great card. Royal Guard. Proton torpedoes. Fusion generator supply tanks. Saltor Kalfas, we have a Rebel Pilot, Timer Mine, Yavin 4, R164. And going through here, these commons do look like they're centered pretty well, actually. The Urkbani 9000 Z01, Dead Jawa, Imperial Barrier, great used interrupt, still sees a lot of play. Timer Mine, Imperial Trooper Guard, R4M9. You overestimate their chances. Counter Assault, Blaster Rifle, Omnibox, Ket Melaras, Tatooine, Death Star Trooper, Overload, Tatooine Judlin Wastes, Tatooine Jawa Camp, Takil, Restraining Bolts, TIE Fighter, and Talon Roll. So those were our commons. Our uncommons here, Tatooine Mos Eisley, Traffic Control. This is all your faults. We have Leia's Sporting Blaster. We have a Jedi Lightsaber. That's cool. This is a very useful card in Premier through Hoth, and if you do play Virtual, this is the underlying card for Mace Windu's Lightsaber. We have a Massassi War Room, Panic, Tatooine Lars Moisture Farm for the dark side. We have Prophetess, another great card for Premier through Hoth, Premier through Cloud City, one of the only Force sensitives for the dark side that draws Battle Destiny, good for scavenger decks. We have Full Scale Alert, DS612, another great uncommon card for the dark side. We have Reactor Terminal. We have Pondo Baba, Vaporator, Death Star Docking Bay 327, Combined Assault, Rebel Barrier, Talls, and I think we're coming up on our first rare here. Oh my gosh!
Vader.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm speechless. Oh my gosh. This is the first premier black border Darth Vader I have ever pulled. I have pulled every Vader so far. I've pulled a Dark Lord of the Sith. I've pulled a Lord Vader. I want to say that this is the most sought after card in Premier. One could argue Farm Boy Luke, who I pulled last year for Star Wars Day. I am speechless. This is absolutely insane. This is a Premier mint condition Darth Vader. I'm just shocked and speechless. We're going to have to analyze this here a little bit better. But wow. And we have the Death Star plans. I am just stunned. Wow. Well, this just makes the whole day. Like, this makes everything worth it right here. Like, I can go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, this day can't get any better than this. I cannot believe that on Star Wars Day. Wow, 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 wow. That is incredible. Wow, 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 wow. He is getting sleeved up right away. You know, the centering, it looks like it's a little bit heavy on the right side. Just a little bit heavy. I see maybe a printing error on him. I can't tell. Maybe that can get cleaned up. And then up here on the top right corner, you might be able to see there's just the tiniest bit of edging probably from the cutter. But overall, a mint condition, never played, premier Darth Vader. Wow.
And first deck too.
First deck, yeah, that's absolutely incredible. All right, we're gonna just well, let me sleeve up this other rare, the Death Star plans, which was a Utini effect. I'm not sure how much play this gets, or if it's an underlying card for something else, but wow. Hey, sweetheart, I think there is a hard case laying around here somewhere. Do you mind putting...
it fell over here.
Yeah. I'm, again, going back to this Darth Vader here. He is going to get right in there. Wow. Look at that. That is nutso. Yeah, baby. Wow. Well, we'll clean this up here. I hope that Star Wars Day treats, you know, anyone watching this video well. After all, you know, this is a special day for a lot of people all over the world. So many families enjoy Star Wars, and one of the reasons why I enjoy Star Wars is because, you know, growing up, this was something that my brother and I played as kids, and we just had an absolute blast playing this game. And wow, he was, I invited him over to do this today. He's actually out of state with some friends, enjoying a well-deserved vacation. That said, Ben, if you do see this, I know that the Force was with us. I know that you were here in spirit. Try to get some of this stuff out of here now. Alright, so we'll take the uncommons and the rare. It'll be a light side rare and a dark side rare as always. We have our rule book. Very cool. Again, that nostalgic smell. So, here's the thing. Here's a story for you. The first Star Wars movie I actually ever saw was not A New Hope. It was... Sorry, we just had a recording error there. We'll go back from the top here. We're Doomed, Radar Scanner, Narrow Escape, Yavin 4 Jungle, Docking Bay from Yavin 4, Tatooine Dune C, Yavin 4. We have a Y-Wing, Restraining Bolt, Scomp Link, Rebel Trooper, Hans Dice, which I actually still play. R4E1, Electro Binoculars, X-Wing, don't underestimate their chances. The Abyss Shuffle, a good used 5 for people who track. Hyper Escape, Collision, Friendly Fire, Jawa, Lift Tube, Macro Scan, it's worse, baby. Death Star Docking Bay 327, Imperial Pilot, Droid Detector, Comlink, Lift Tube, Dark Maneuvers, I've got a problem here, Stormtrooper, Tatooine Docking Bay 94, Fusion Generator Supply Tanks, Tusken Scavenger, Stormtrooper Backpack set for Stun, Imperial Blaster, Collateral Damage, Yavin 4 Docking Bay, Tusken Raider, R1G4, Jawa, Scanning Crew, we all know about Scanning Crew. Alright, we are getting into our uncommons here. We have Luke's back, quad laser cannons for that Millennium Falcon or Carillion Corvettes, traffic controller, we have a collar, we have, how did we get into this mess, a great card for Premier through Hoth and Premier through Cloud City. We have Owen Lars, who, great actor. Joel Egerton, another fantastic actor, reprised him in the prequels and the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Special shout out to, I hope my friend, acquaintance, and fellow colleague, Ross Constam. Ross was very, very lucky. Not only is he an incredibly talented gymnast, but he's an incredible stunt actor who I get to work with on a daily basis and was Mr. Ewan McGregor's stunt double for Obi-Wan Kenobi. We have Return of a Jedi, speaking of Obi-Wan. We have a Bantha. We have a Wooer, fun card. We have the Light Side Collar. We have a Gravel Storm. We have Jungle from Yavin, Death Star Central Core, Laser Projector, oh, we're getting out of focus there, and our first rare here, or not, sorry, not, well, yeah, I think Calfal Syndros is a rare here. Very, very good card, still sees a lot of play. Calfal is a great, great card, and our rare is Turbo Laser Battery. Cool rares right here. Very, very, very playable cards. Very playable cards. We'll get these sleeved up here. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, definitely going to be changing those. Alright, we're going through here. Oh boy, I am terrible without scripts. I'm thinking back to the Darth Vader here and just how fortunate I am that on this Star Wars day I got another incredible pull. I know a lot of people open packs and aren't as fortunate, and I thank those people out there making videos, spending their hard-earned money opening cards for fans. There's a lot of people who like to live vicariously through people, and that's cool if that's your thing. I never wanted to be one of those people that missed out on exciting moments in life, because we never know when our time is up, and that's why I try to have as much fun as I can while I'm here. But anyways, on to some more, back to the fun stuff here. Like I said, I'm terrible without scripts here. We're gonna get our rare again, our dark side rare, and our, well, hold on, let me see here, our dark side rare, our uncommons, That rule book, so crisp and clean. Alright, so this is going to be a long video. I hope you have nothing better to do today, because not only do we still have 9 starter decks left, we have some reflections too. So yeah, we'll do some timestamps and everything. Evaporator, Hear Me Baby Hold Together, Blaster, R2X2, Rebel Trooper, Ellers, Malrock, Death Star, Docking Bay, Rebel Guard, Combined Attack, Jawa Camp, Mining Droid, Fusion Generators, Talls, Rebel Barrier, Droid Shutdown, Tatooine Utility Belt, Surprise Assault. It could be worse. I've got a bad feeling about this. Shestenovan Wolfman, Gaffy Stick, Kentarn Strider, Yavin 4, Blah Skeg. We have a TIE Scouts, Tatooine for the Dark Side, Precise Attack, Overload, Stormtrooper Utility Belt, Restraining Bolts, Imperial Code Cylinder, Imperial Barrier, Yerkabani 9000, Imperial Trooper Guard, Dead Jawa, Blaster Rifle, Timer Mine, Ket Malice, R4M9. We have a Death Star Trooper, Omnibox, Takil, Yavin 4 Sentry as we get into our uncommons here. Yavin 4 Sentry, Nightfall, Eyes in the Dark. We have a Walosi, I don't know. We got Pop showing up here. Alright, Spaceport Speeders. Leia's back. Sense, alright. I love getting senses and alters. We have an EG6. I've lost R2. Lieutenant Tambris. We have our first Imperial class Star Destroyer. Alright, that's cool. We have Commander Praji, who is the pilot to the Devastator. We have Trenton Dubai, and our first rare, I think, is going to be the Cantina. And then we have Local Trouble. Perfect cards for the together here. Alright, so these are our rares. You can sleeve those up. Thank you, my love. Alright, coming down here. So let me know how you're celebrating Star Wars Day. Also, let me know if you're watching any Star Wars content on Disney Plus. I know that Andor is out right now, and I'll just say that I have been wowed by this season, and everything, the performances, the art direction, the costume design has just been absolutely phenomenal. Tony Gilroy is an incredible talent, and he's someone who I would personally like to work with and for. So Mr. Gilroy, if you happen to be seeing this video, give me a call. I'm available starting the end of the first week of June. Rebel Scanner, Timer Mine, Old Ben, Yavin 4 Docking Bay, Narrow Escape, CZ3, Blaster Rifle, Restraining Bolt, Land Speeder, Y-Wing, Rebel Trooper, A Few Maneuvers, Friendly Fire, Hans Dice, Proton Torpedoes, Electric Binoculars, X-Wing, Lars Moisture Farm, The Biff Shuffle, Hyper Escape, Saltor Cal Fast, Tatooine Landing, Docking Bay. We have our TIE Fighter, Microscan, It's Worse, Talon Roll, Imperial Pilot, Death Star Detention Block Corridor, Docking Bay 327. We have a Mining Droid, Droid Detector. I've got a problem here. Lift Tube, Dark Maneuvers, Stormtrooper, Tusken Scavenger, Docking Bay 94, Set for Stun, Imperial Blaster, Imperial Reinforcements, Yavin 4 Docking Bay, Tusken Raider, Stormtrooper Backpack, Fusion Generator, Supply Tanks, Baru Stew, Boshek. There we go. Getting into our uncommons here. We have Jet Porkin showing up again. Very cool. We have Momar Nadan showing up again. Nabaran Lead still sees a lot of play. Detention Block Corridor Room. We have Rikar's Ride. We have Dark Maneuver or Dark Hours. Jawa Pack. Feltaprin Tervag. Wooher. Lieutenant Tambris. Death Star Central Core. We have Blaster Controlled Doors. Full Throttle, and Your Powers Are Weak, Old Man. And that looks like it has a little bit of an edge up there. Here's our rares. going into our others. So I'm going to change it up here. Nikki, you want to open up some?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll tell you what, I'll get these opened for you. We'll switch positions here, and then you can go through and so you've played a couple games of Star Wars now.
Yeah. I'm not good at it.
Well, you've only played a couple.
That's true. It's very involved.
A lot more complicated
than Lord of the Rings.
Than Lord of the Rings, yeah, which is your bread and butter. I think you won the last Lord of the Rings game we played against each other.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Open here. It's the book. And I'll do the card trick for you.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the deck kind of order.
Yeah. So the rares are by the rule book, and the uncommons are the first. Yeah, so that is the dark side rare right there, and then this is the light side rare. So there you go. You have your frame right there, and have at it.
Alright, now I'm not familiar with these cards, so Jack is going to have to kind of call it out.
And these are basically all of our commons here. There's nothing too great in here. There are some good commons that would play, like Rebel Barrier right there. That's a good uncommon. Or a good common, I should say. Tatooine Utility Belt still sees a lot of play. Jawas, Yavin 4. You know, we've seen most of these cards already through the starter decks and everything like that. Death Star Guard. Alright, we're getting into our uncommons now, so that's the Dark Side Mos Eisley, very good card. Omnibox. Oh, red one.
Nice.
Coming out to play. Alderaan? Very cool. Figuring Dan still sees a lot of play. How did we get into this mess? Is that Dantooine? Yeah, Dantooine. Limited resources. Milo Unath, Vane, Black 3, and our first rare is going to be... The Force is strong with this one. And then we have, oh wow, I have you now. So those are actually the same cards for the light and dark side. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. You got some good uncommons in there too. Very good uncommons. You want to open up another one?
Yeah.
Alright. Keep these rares separate over here. Alright, make sure to get all this stuff as much as I can on.
Oh, that was a good slide.
Yeah, that was a good slide. I'm getting better with a lightsaber, as they say. I definitely need to practice a lot more. Alright, here we go. Oh, this one's being a little tricky.
Need my teeth?
Nah, we'll get there. So after our card openings, we're gonna be going through and watching the original trilogy. We watched the prequels yesterday. Nikki, what's your favorite movie in the prequel and your favorite in the original trilogy?
Ooh, I think A New Hope in the original is always going to be the best, which we've talked about. I really like Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's not necessarily the most popular one, but I mean, there's something about whenever there's a trilogy, I usually like the second one the best for some reason.
Yeah, The Two Towers is a great film.
Mm-hmm.
Empire is a great film. Let us know in the comments, what is your favorite prequel, original trilogy, or even sequel trilogy? I know I've said a lot of nasty things about the sequel trilogy, and a lot of it is warranted. That being said, you know, there's always little gems tucked in here and there. And, you know, are the sequel trilogies really Star Wars? I mean, I guess technically they are. My perspective, it could have been done a lot better. Could have been handled a lot better. I could go in and break them all down constructively and criticize them if you know, Disney ever wants to give me a call. Alright, getting into our uncommons here. Hey, there's Baru coming in, hanging out with when we pulled. We got a War Room, we got a Altar, great. Kessel, Return of the Jedi. Ellis Hellrot, we got a Dark Jedi lightsaber, that's cool, very cool. Trooper Charge, TIE Advanced X1. The Bridge is out, Death Star War Room. And Thank the Maker is our first rare. And Han Seeker. We got a Seeker. It's okay. Seekers are always fun to laugh at. Alright, Nikki is tapping out here for the time being. She'll be back to open up a Reflections pack. We still got, let's see here, 6 starter decks to go. If you're still enjoying this video, I can't thank you enough for sticking through this. I know the commentary is hit or miss most of the time. I am much better with a script. That being said, hey, you know, we're here for the cards. And there has been some pretty cool cards yet already. And yeah, that's Darth Vader, man. I mean, that just made it all worth it. All worth it. Very, very, very just blessed to have that card in my collection now. One that I pulled, and you know, just again, Star Wars Day. May the Force be with us all. Okay, we have our dark side and our light side rares upside down, so that means that they're probably both locations, right? Is that what that means? I don't know. Anyways, let's see here. Okay, I'm probably gonna fly through these here because we've seen most of them so far. If anything pops out, of course, I'll call it out. Hyper Escape is a good card. Imperial Pilot, Dark Maneuvers, Stormtroopers, all this good stuff here. Tusken Raider, Scanning Crew, Gaffy Stick, Yavin 4, okay, I think we're getting into our uncommons here. Yavin 4, Dantooine, Leia's back, Luke's X-34 Land Speeder, Escape Pod, Caller, Blastoid Armor, Jawa Siesta, a Disturbance in the Force, Yavin 4 Jungle, Blaster Scope, Limited Resources, Bantha, Trooper Charge, Commander Prodigy, we have the Bantha Droid, and we have the Dark Side Alderaan. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Sleeving up myself as my better half. She has run off somewhere. I think she's probably looking for more sleeves or something like that. Alright. After this, 4 more starter decks. Of course, recap the rares here, including the monster hit that we had. The Black Border Premier Darth Vader. Just still just blown away by that. Okay, could be worse. Imperial Barrier, Old Ben, Narrow Escape, Imperial Barrier, excuse me, Talon Roll, Evaporator, Han's back, Brew coming back again, special modifications, which I've done a lot to my Lexus out of nowhere. Carillion Corvette, Blaster Door Controls, Caller, Ellis Hellrot, Boosted TIE Cannons, Dark Hour, Laser Projector, Emergency Deployment. We have Han freaking Solo! Oh yeah! This is the first premier Black Border Han Solo I have ever pulled. And much like the Darth Vader here, he looks like he is in pretty good shape. The centering is just a little bit heavy to the right, and there is just the slightest bit of edging right up here. And we have Gardanan. Wow. 2 main characters. We got Han Solo coming in to join the party with Darth Vader. That is so cool. Yeah, you might be able to see there's just like the tiniest little bit of an edging wear up there, and he is just a little bit heavy on the right, but still I have never pulled a premier Black Border Han Solo. I have now pulled all the mains with the exception of Obi-Wan Kenobi since that Darth Vader hit. Darth Vader, Luke last year for Star Wars Day, this Han, and Leia. She was in a pack rip I did when I first started the channel. Han Solo coming in to join the party. That is exciting. Star Wars Day coming in again. Wow. Again, this is just, this is incredible. Wow, 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 wow. Han Solo. Probably the character that I relate to the most in the Star Wars universe. Him or Anakin Skywalker. Anakin, of course, just one of the all-time great characters. Well, if I'm ever lucky, as I've said in an interview before, if I'm ever lucky to be blessed with a son, I will tell him the story about Anakin Skywalker so he knows a thing or two about giving into fear and anger and hate and all that stuff. That leads to the dark side. So I'm paying attention to my battery right now. We're about at half life here. Hopefully we can get through the rest of this stuff here without any sort of battery changes, but if so, I will be very, very mindful of that for you folks. Rebel Trooper, Hans Dice. You know, it'd be great if we pulled a Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon. Such a cool card. I've never pulled the Millennium Falcon from Premiere. Last year for Star Wars Day, I did pull the Millennium Falcon from Death Star, which was awesome. Dark Maneuvers, Stormtrooper. Alright, getting into our uncommons here. We have Alter, Return of a Jedi, Dantooine, Luke's Landspeeder, Escape Pod, Plastoid Armor, Jawa Siesta, Blaster Rack, Wrong Turn, Ion Cannon, Observation Holocron, Death Star War Room, Evacuated, On the Edge, and Black 2. Alright, that's a solid pull right there. I've always enjoyed Black 2. Get those sleeved up here. Alright, 3 starter decks left. Very grateful for anyone hanging in here on this journey. Coming up after the starter decks, we are of course going to go into our main event stuff. We have our Reflections packs. We're going to be doing 2 packs of Reflections 1. My only second ever pack of Reflections 2. And then my first ever Reflections 3 pack. Very, very excited to get into them. Those obviously are selling for quite a lot. At least that's what I'm told. How often they move, who knows? I mean, Star Wars CCG, it's not like Pokemon where, you know, you're getting into tens of thousands of dollars for some of the cards. But, you know, some of the Star Wars cards do sell for quite a lot, and there's you know, foils of course, and all that. Hans Dice, X-Wing, Hyper Escape, Jawa, Evaporator, We're Doomed, Blaster, all the stuff that we've seen already. Hey, there she is. I pulled a Han Solo.
I heard.
Yeah. And just in time too, because you're going to be doing a Reflections pack here soon.
I do want to comment that it looks like, you know, when you were a kid and you opened up your Christmas presents,
yeah,
and there was wrapping paper everywhere. That's kind of what this table looks like at the moment.
Absolutely. Getting into our uncommons, Han's back, Baru showing up again out of nowhere, Crash Site Memorial, first time we've seen that. Figurin' Dan, Nabris leads, Dathcha, a Disturbance in the Force, Kessel, Your Eyes Can Deceive You, Yavin 4 Jungle, The Empire's Back, Advanced Taiwan, we have Gold 5, and we did pull Pops before, and then we have Tactical Recall. There you go, those are our 2 rares, if you don't mind sleeving those up. Mm-hmm. Thank you, sweetheart. Alright, here we go. Second to last starter deck. Yeah, this really does look like Christmas morning here with all these boxes and wrappers, and you know, I know people sell boxes, wrappers, and all that stuff. I'm probably going to be throwing most of this stuff away unless somebody in the comments decides, hey, no, don't throw those away, send them to me. I'll of course just send them to you free of charge, because if you want to save this stuff, by all means, that's your thing, and I'm definitely not going to you know, think twice about trying to do something for the community here. Imperial Barrier, Collision, all these really good commons. I definitely think I'm going to be able to replace my entire Premiere common and uncommon stuff with stuff that I've pulled. I think we've pretty much gotten all of the commons and uncommons here. Maybe not all of the uncommons, and certainly not all the rares, but a lot of them. Alright, here getting into our uncommons. A Tremor in the Force, Targeting Computer, Kessel, Restricted Deployment, Han's Back, Out of Nowhere, Tatooine, Mos Eisley, Blaster Scope, Luke, Mouse Droid, Limited Resources, EG6, Full Scale Alert, Commander Prodigy, Noble Sacrifices are rare, and Vader's Custom Tie to go along with the Darth Vader that I pulled. How about that? All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Do you have a pile of hard cases anywhere?
I have hard cases in the other room, but those sleeves right there will be adequate for that. All right, here we go. We are at our last starter deck here. I think the video is probably getting up to about an hour right now. I really appreciate it. All right, sorry about that. Our video was getting up there as I was saying, and it actually stopped recording, but I caught it just in the nick of time here. We are on our last starter deck here. We'll crack this, and then we'll go over the rares that we've pulled from the starter deck before we get into the reflections packs here. And as I was saying, if you've made it this long into the video, I can't thank you enough. Star Wars Day, just a great day for Star Wars fans, and I hope that you're enjoying, the video. And if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, a comment, it just helps us know that, hey, you're enjoying what we're putting out there. Again, going through all these commons that we have seen now many, many times. Dark Maneuvers, and getting into, I think, still our commons here. Mos Eisley always throws me. Oh man, I saw a Rebel back there. Alderaan, we have a Sense, Cabe, Baru Stew, Luke's back, Corellian Corvette, Hypersonic Station, Kessel, Death Star Sentry, Ellis Hellrot, Sundown, Observational Holocron, Laser Projector, Chief Bass, first time we've seen him today. We got C-3PO! Nice. Wow! C-3PO and the Dark Side Cantina. Pulling another main out of the hats here. This is the first C-3PO premiere that I have ever pulled, and out of all the mains that we've pulled this far, this guy is centered perfectly. I see no edging on this guy. This is a perfect C-3PO. What a way to end off the starter decks with another main C-3PO. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very, very excited for that. This was these are some more of the rares right there. Mm-hmm. All right, and so we'll do a quick little recap of all the rares from the starter deck here. Here's our rare recap. We have the Dark Side Cantina, Noble Sacrifice, Vader's Custom Tie. We have Tactical Recall, Gold 5, C-3PO, Anthony Daniels, Black 2, great card. On the Edge, we have Gardanan. We have the Black Border Han Solo, first time I've ever pulled him. All right. We have Dark Side Alderaan. We have the Bantha Droid. Thank the Maker. Han Seeker. The Force is strong with this one. I have you now. Full Throttle. Your powers are weak, old man. And then these were from the Premier Unlimited packs that we opened. Organa's Ceremonial Necklace. On the Edge. Tonica Sisters. We have the Death Star Plans. Local Trouble. The Light Side Cantina. I don't know how Owen made it in there, but he's still a main, so that's cool. Turbo Lasers, Cal Fal Syndros, and then the Mac Daddy himself, the premier Black Border Darth Vader. Just absolutely insane. Darth Vader, Vader's Custom Tie. We have this Gem Mint, which I'm gonna say Gem Mint because it's pack fresh and centering is perfect. There's nothing in there. That's C-3PO. And then where is he? Han Solo. So again, this starter deck box, absolute banger in my opinion. Absolute banger. Just so grateful. Great Star Wars Day so far. And we still have more packs to open. So here we go. We are going to be enjoying some tasty Reflections packs. Now Nikki has never opened a Reflections before.
Nope.
Nope.
Have not.
I've only opened up one Reflections 2 before, and I have never opened up a Reflections 3. So Nikki, have at it.
Well, you are gonna do 3.
Yeah, so yeah. You can do the first one right there.
Okay.
So there you go. And I don't know the card trick for any of the reflection stuff, so we're just gonna go in just go in and open them up. Obviously, you know, in reflections you can get foils, you can get rares. I mean, who knows what you can get. A lot of fun stuff here. A lot of fun stuff.
Okay.
Alright, that first card here, Pride of the Empire. Tauntaun Skull. Momar Nadon. Oh, I see one rare. We have Alderaan. Lift Tube. Is that the foil right there? Yeah, that's our foil. Cloud City, what is that? Cloud City Downtown Plaza. Alright.
Cloud City is a nice one to get a foil in. I feel like that makes sense.
That artwork looks really, really good with that location. R5.
Yeah.
It's R5. That's a rare right there.
This one?
Yeah, that's a rare.
Set that aside.
Yeah. Into some Jabba's Palace here. Jetpack. Bardwin.
Oh.
Another R5 in there. How about that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. And I have a very bad feeling about this. Oh, wow. Wow. Well, let's get that foil out of there. Let's put it in a sleeve. Because that's a beautiful looking card.
It really is.
That is a beautiful looking card. Foiled. It reads right there.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. I mean, the Cloud City sets are just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And that's for the light side.
Yeah, if you're going to have a foil, I think Cloud City makes sense.
Yeah. All right, moving down the line here. So, my 3 reflections. Great stuff here. At this point, I don't care what I pull. You know, I've really been treated well with the Darth Vader, the Han, and the 3PO. We're just having fun now at this point, and I hope you are too. Having fun with, you know, our journey here. So, Floating Refinery, I actually think that is a rare. Now, Hutta Operative, try to watch out for the glare. Coordinated Attack, Coruscant Docking Bay, Rescue in the Clouds, Trooper Jeron Belladin. We have a Cloud City Upper Plaza Corridor, Jabba's Palace Droid Workshop, Projection of a Skywalker. R2, I have a bad feeling about this. I don't underestimate our chances. Lift Tube, Emergency Deployment. Oh my gosh!
Is that Obi-Wan?
It's a foil Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh my gosh, I have now pulled all the main characters from Premiere. This Obi-Wan Kenobi foiled. Wow, the centering is pretty dead center. I see no foil lines. I see, wow.
Yeah, set that aside for a hard case.
Yeah, so there is some edging down here at the bottom. A little bit of edging, so it definitely would not get a 10. But that is awesome. An Obi-Wan Kenobi foil. The Force is with me. You want to put that in the sleeve?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, that's dope.
Bogwin, Snowtrooper, and Knowledge and Defense.
It's a really nice foil.
That
too.
is
It's
really,
very like.
Yeah, it is a very nice foil. We'll have to go through these and double check for all the rares and everything like that.
Look at it, the way it flickers.
Yeah, that is
very nice.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Wow, Obi-Wan Kenobi foil. That is awesome. To go with the Darth Vader. That is awesome. So, this is only my second ever Reflections 2-pack. I'm gonna take my time, really enjoying this tasty treat here. Lots of good cards that you can pull in here. Of course, at this point, you know, like, I mean, I really can't get greedy. I can't ask for more. I literally have had some incredible pulls today. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. R4, M9. We have Yavin 4. Banis Keg. We have a Hut Smooch. Carillion Retort. We have a Gesm, who I know is a rare. Chow Beckon is our foil, I think. Is this our foil? Yeah, this is our foil, Chow Beckon. Alright. Not the best foil, but hey, you know, it could always have been worse. Could always have been worse. We have a Bounty, Cloud Car, as good as it goes. Corin Horn is our first premium here. We have Narshada Wind Chimes as our other premium. Dunk, Disruptor Pistol, Spacecraft, Intruder Missile. Obi-Wan's Hut. That's a good rare.
Perfect.
Okay, that's great to go with my Obi-Wan. And Corin Horn is our premium along with Narshada Wind Chimes and Out of Nowhere. So, as far as Reflections 2 goes, you know, I can't get greedy. I cannot get greedy. Chow Beckon is our foil here. One rare. I think we got a couple more here. Cornhorn is our premium. Narshada is our other premium. And then we got a white border Obi-Wan's Hut. So, very, very cool. Definitely am not upset about those. Coming down to the wire here, I see the red light blinking, so I better move if I want to capture this, which does kind of sting because I do want to savor this here. Alright. Caller. Katina Brawl, We're Obsessed. Radar Scanner, Narrow Escape, Jetpack, Jabba's Palace. Oh my gosh, we got a foil Qui-Gon Jinn!
Awesome.
That is awesome. Foil Qui-Gon Jinn.
Master and Apprentice.
Yeah, we'll handle this. Energy Walk. Conduct Your Search. Yeah, alright. I don't know if this is an alternate image or not. Somebody in the comments let me know. But this is the first ever Master Qui-Gon Jinn I've ever pulled. The centering isn't the best, but it's not terrible. So anyways, before this battery goes out, I just want to say thank you for checking out this really long video. I'm so grateful for everyone who leaves likes, subs. May the 4th be with you. Nikki, any final words?
Bye-bye.